Hi, it's Dr. Lori, and we are streaming live. This is Ask Dr. Lori Live. I'm a little slow tonight. I'm a little tired. I was up very late. Anyway, thanks for being with me. My guests are here from all over. I want to remind you to sign up for my newsletter. It is free. All you have to do is go to drloriv.com, put in your email address. We'll send it to you. You don't have to do anything else. But don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. So many of you are like, I love the newsletter. I'm so glad. And yes, it's free. It's free. Okay, we got that. I'm going to look at these objects, and I'm going to, in fact, ask you for your questions about the objects. So while we've got these objects from my guests, I want to hear your questions in the comments. Please ask your questions and go from there. We had a great class last night, a lot of fun. And that's part of why I'm sleepy because we had so much fun chatting, talking about art, antiques, and collectibles and values and how do you sell things. New classes are coming up too. But let's get started and see what we can find from our guests. Thank you all for being with me. Let's see. Now, for those of you who do not have a plain background, it has to be plain. Dark, in the dark. I need you to not be in the dark, right? I can't have, pictures of the grandkids behind you or whatever it might be. So please think about that. Let's start with this Louis Vuitton purse. I'm going to start right there with Louis Vuitton, or maybe Louis Vuitton, or maybe it's a fake. Now, you're kind of a little dark, I got to say. Not
really?
bad. Don't start moving around now. Then I
Okay.
get nervous. What's your name, honey?
Amra.
Hi, Amra. Where are you?
Spokane, Washington.
Okay, you're in Spokane. So this is nice. How did you acquire it? What's happening? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake? What do you think?
I think it's real. I bought it at the thrift store for $20.
Oh, okay, so that's kind of money at the thrift store,
Yeah.
$20, you're getting up there. I actually had a salon situation over $20 today. They made a mistake and they didn't want me to they wanted to apply it to a future thing. I was like, okay, but can't I have the $20 now? Like, what if I need coffee now? So it was a whole thing. It was some computer glitch. They were very nice about it, but Speaking of hair, what do you think? Too light?
Oh no, I love it. Looks great.
It looks great. Well, it's not gray, so that's good.
Hey, that's a win.
So that's good. Anyway, let's talk about you because that's more important. Tell me when you saw it, what did you think, Amra? And let me see those questions, folks.
I thought it looked new. And I checked inside and it comes with a wallet and a credit card holder.
Okay, we like matchy. Back up for me a little bit, babe. Back up. Just back up. Because I'm not getting the whole piece. I'm getting, parts. There you go. Okay, so credit card holder. So it could be used as a wallet. Does the top open too for that credit card holder, or it's just the credit cards? Oh, it zips at the top.
That one zips at the top. This one opens at the top. It came with like a change purse and a credit card holder.
Nice. Okay. What about serial numbers? What other information is inside of it?
There's a tag on the inside that has a serial number. It's CA2198.
Okay, so you've got a serial number, which is one of the things you want to look for. You also want to look for the condition. She said it looks new. It does look new. Can you show it to me from the side angle?
Oh, there we go.
Right there is great. Stay there. Okay, that's great. Okay, we've got the typical Louis Vuitton decoration. We also have a nice chain, and it's reading as gold tone for the chain. So JJ says it looks cheapy. She thinks it may not be real. Okay, how about the chain? How long is the chain?
I'm not entirely sure.
Hear about some of the things that you always look for. You're going to look for, of course, the pattern. The pattern has to be specific and very, very clear all the way through. That you don't want the pattern to, in fact, be chopped off. This is something that Ace was pointing out too, which I love about you guys because, you're all trying to help each other. It's a great community here. So there's that. The other thing you want to look for is the hardware and the consistent stitching. You know how I talk about quilts and I talk about, a stitch in time saves 9? Those quilting stitches are a certain size each stitch. Same thing that you want to see on these particular pieces. Now, there are a lot of people out there, a lot of talented people who repair these pieces and make them look great. So this particular piece, I also am a little bit concerned with respect to the color. The color does look a bit off to me, just a bit off. But I think that's from wear. That's what I think. This is a nice example, and I would have to say that, show me the back. Excuse me. Yeah, and tilt it downward. Okay. Well, one of the problems you've got, now show me the front. The Louis Vuitton on the front and the back, the actual letters are going the wrong way on the back. So when you have it on the back, they're upside down. They should be right side up. They're not making that mistake. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Show us the back. You see how the Louis Vuitton emblem is actually upside down? That mistake is not happening on a real Louis Vuitton. Too bad. But
Yeah.
I like it for $20. I still like it for $20. You probably could get about 100, 110 out of it. So you're still going to make 4 times what you paid, even 5 times what you paid. It's still a real bargain based on actual sales records. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the comments, and thanks for being with me.
Thanks.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. See, there's certain things that just go, nope, that's wrong. So that's one of the things. And yes, the other things as we listed them, has to be consistent, stitchery. You don't want the pieces to be cut off. The emblems are very important with all of these, fashion designers, right? You know, so if you see Gucci, or if you see Louis Vuitton or Yves Saint Laurent or Givenchy or whoever it might be. Don, thank you, sir. Very nice of you to do the super chats and super stickers. Thanks for supporting us. I appreciate it. Oh, I love Tuesdays with PTL. That's Pittsburgh Today Live, the CBS station. And I appear every week on a bunch of stations around the country. And I will be returning for a live event in Pittsburgh later this month. You could check all of my events wherever I'm going to be at my drlauriev.com/events page. But yes, I look forward to that, and people can come in and maybe get a free appraisal. They get a chance for a free appraisal. But my stage shows are going to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, coming up soon, and other places too. So it's good to be with you. My classes are a lot of fun. And one of the classes that's really, the 2 classes that are coming up are the selling class, selling old stuff for profit. Parts 1 and 2. You don't need part 1 to take 2. You don't need 2 to take 1. You can take either. And I want to teach you how to actually sell this stuff and where to sell it and how it works and what to do. So sign up for those classes. The seats are going fast. But thank you for the comments on the hair. I walked out of the hair salon. I will tell you what I thought. I thought, oh my gosh, it's blonde. And I know you're going to think I'm nuts. I know, I get it. I know. But I really was like, gosh, it's so light. It's so light. It's so light. So that kind of, I don't know. You know, it's kind of this caramely color. Thank you, John. Maybe John likes my hair. Maybe he just likes that I'm coming to Pittsburgh with his Pirates cap on. But anyway, I don't know. I have issues with the whole hair thing. I can't get it together. But anyway, I think she does a good job. But I think I just am, I don't know, I'm mercurial maybe. Good to see all of you. My guests are here from all over. And I'm excited to see what they've got. So we started right out of the chute with Louis Vuitton. And we've got this piece, which looks like a medallion of some sort. And then we've got a necklace. And here's a person who does Pilates like me, right? She's stretching, hold it over. You know, do you do Pilates? I do Pilates all the time. I'm on the treadmill constantly. I'm still a fat thing, but that's how life is. But basically, it's these stretchy things that they make you do. You know, Joseph Pilates is like, engage the muscles. Okay. You know, I try. I don't know. All right. I'm sorry. I should be looking at objects. Let me see. Stop talking about Pilates. Well, I like the blue glass. Can I talk about the blue glass? Look at that nice shape. I promise I'll come back to Pilates and all. Hi, what's your name, hon? Uh-oh. Oh, no audio. No
there we go. I forgot to unmute.
Oh, yay, unmute. Okay, hi. What's your name, sweetie?
My name is Ellie.
Hi, Ellie. Go ahead.
I'm from rural Colorado, just east of Colorado Springs.
Rural Colorado. Okay.
Yeah.
Colorado Springs doesn't seem rural. When I was last there, it was nice, you know.
Yeah, I'm about 50 miles east of there, though.
Oh, okay. I like rural anywhere, right? You know. So Cameron thinks I'm beautiful. Okay, well, you're very nice, Cameron. I think you might need an ophthalmologist appointment, but you're very sweet. Anyway, so tell me about those labels. I like this piece. I like the shape of this piece. Yeah, go ahead.
So it's Egerman, Czech Republic, Bohemian is what it says up on the top, and I can bring it in. So you can
what makes it look bohemian? Bohemian in terms of it, there's a lot of attributes or traits that say to me, this looks like a bohemian piece. This looks like a piece that's made in the Czech Republic and other areas in that part of the world. First of all, yeah, that floral form, it's kind of like a crescendo, ta-da, and look at the bowl. And then you also have curves, and it's always a repeated form. always a repeated form, and an intense color. Whether it's gold, whether it's blue, whether it's purple, an intense color. So how did you acquire it?
It was a thrift store find. I paid $9 for it.
Oh, $9 is excellent. Can I see the underside? Can you show us the bottom, that side? Yeah, because when it's sitting on a table, it's going to have this little base, and that base also has the symmetry, right? The same on each side, the symmetry of that particular base. I like this piece a lot. I happen to have an affinity to blue. I like blue very much. Blue is calming. It's good for me because I'm like, ADD like very, very excitable. And I'd like to do a million things at once. And I'm one of those. But I like the fact that there's the blue. I like, of course, the way in which it comes to a charcoal in the middle and then the white on the bottom, or the clear on the bottom. So look for the contrast in terms of the colors within the same family. So it's tonalities. The blue that comes into, of course, the charcoal or the black colors. And then at the bottom, the underside is just, again, clear. A pretty weighty or a pretty large for Bohemian Glass. These are your list for you, what to look for. The Bohemian Glass has a pretty weighty blown glass base, and oftentimes we'll have a repeated pattern. I like this pattern. This reminds me sort of a torso and two legs. When you were holding it up first, when you're holding up this way to the camera, it looks like a torso coming down and then two legs, that kind of thing. So it has a very figural feel. And that's comfortable to our eye. In design, we like things that look like the human body, even parts of the human body. I like this piece a lot. For $9, you could, and how big is it in diameter? Can you give me a diameter estimate?
It's about, from here to here, it's probably 18 inches.
18 inches from the top to the, yeah, Blue said I like the shape too. And BP, thank you for your nice comment. I would say value on this piece any day, you're probably looking at $95. You might get 100, but I think you'll fight for it.
Thank you.
The values are always based on actual sales records. What she did is what I try to teach you guys to do, and some of the other strategies that I will teach you in the selling class. One of the things that you're doing here that I like you to do is try to get the object for 10% of what it's worth. So I know you go, well, Dr. Lori, I don't know what 100% the value of this is at 100%. So how do I know I'm not paying too much? But that's very good. At $9, that's good. And no chips, no cracks, no, inclusions, abrasions. That's great. I like that. And it's blue. Go blue and all. I'm Dr. Lori, the PhD Antiques Appraiser. It's great to be with all of you. Of course, I'm happy to take your questions about these objects. Let's see what questions you have about these objects. I can answer those while we go along as well. My guests are here from all over. Are you guys having like allergies already now this time of year? I'm starting to get those allergies. Let's see. Okay, we've got a medallion. We've got some pearls. We've got a triple strand of pearls. And then we've got, we talked to her about the blue. Let's take a look. Well, I guess we're going to have to take a look at the triple strand of graduated pearls. Now, it looks like it has a silver. Looks like it has a silver box clasp. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, what's your name?
Hi, Dr. Lori. My name is Shanna. I'm from the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania.
Hey, the Poconos. We love the Poconos. Upstairs. I was on WNEP and up there, Channel 16 for years.
I saw you on Carol Erickson, actually, as well.
Oh, Carol Erickson. Carol Erickson is like the nicest person on earth. And
absolutely.
She loves animals, loves them. She has horses and dogs and cats, and I don't think she even keeps track anymore. It's so many beautiful things. I wish I had just one of her dogs. I just want one. Anyway, back to you, Shanna.
Yeah, Shanna.
Shanna, I'm sorry, honey. Well, it's nice to see you. Nicest people in the world, Northeastern Pennsylvania. And that doesn't include me. That includes you. Tell me about this piece. How'd you acquire it?
This was my grandmother's, given to my mother and then me. This has actually been sitting in a jewelry box for about 20 years, and I've just started to bring everything out, and I'm selling it, getting rid of it. And I'm loaded with Trifari and all kinds of pins and all that good stuff.
How's it going? You're selling, you're doing
okay. When I first started, it was a lot of the research. That took the most time. I have a lot of signed pieces, especially for the Trifaris and whatnot. I'm having a mind blank right now. Jay,
That's okay, but you're doing okay. You're not struggling too much because sometimes it's ups and downs, right?
it's sitting right now. A lot of it's
Right.
sitting. I have like a lot of beads that are sitting right now that are like $200. So I'm not dropping the prices. So you can wait as long as you want. They've been sitting in a jewelry box for 20 years. They'll sit.
Well, you know what? This is a very good idea. Hi, Maddie from France. I love France. I'm glad you're learning a lot. It's nice to meet you, sweetheart. Bon ami. One of the things that I want to say to you is you just got to get more people to the party. Okay. Yeah. It's not about lower the price, lower the price, lower the price. You got to get more people to the party, and I'll show you how. But let's talk about these. So first of all, are they marked silver on the clasp?
They are not marked anything. There's no mark at all, but they feel so beautiful in my hand. I just really, I'm sorry.
Show them up, put them up to the camera so I can see them. There you go. Good. Okay. So a couple of things you should all be seeing, and you should all be asking the questions. First of all, consistent luster. That's first. They're graduated as well as triple strand. So you've got the highlight of multiple strands. Mm-hmm. They are graduated as you get down to, this area to the middle of the chest. I'm guessing they're 20 inches.
They're about 17.
They're 17. So a little bit shorter than we might like. They're individually knotted in between each one.
Actually, no, they're not.
Okay, that's one other thing that you want to look for. You want to look for individual knotting,
20,
right? So now we've
strands, yeah.
Okay, and then it's about 17 to the lowest. And then what I do like about that is you probably have an 800 parts per 1,000 box clasp. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit dirty. It might benefit from a little bit of silver polish, right?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with this yet.
That's okay. I understand that. I mean, you're a busy person. I'm not criticizing. I'm just suggesting. And then I want you to stop moving for me, Shanna.
Sure.
That's a girl. Okay, straight up, just straight up, stop. Okay, consistent luster, not individually knotted. These particular pieces do not look cultured. These pieces look like freshwater pearls. That's not a bad thing. That's just a different type of pearl. They were very popular in the 1940s and the 1950s. Could these be your grandmothers from the 40s or 50s?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't think they're 60s. They're not that young, and they're definitely not into the late 20th century. Value on them, if the longest piece is 17 inches, okay, as long as piece is 17 inches, value on those is going to be just around $200, $250.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
And what you would do is you would do it from end to end. And then you have to take into consideration the fact that it falls a little bit lower. Yeah, because you have, of course, the graduated of the triple strands.
Exactly.
Okay. So if it were me in this market, I'd probably start them around $250. And I would let them sit unless they go for close to that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Dr. Louis. I've learned so much. I've binge watched you unbelievably the last 2 months. I feel like I know you, and this is the first time we're meeting, but I've watched you. My husband's like, her again? Really?
The husbands are like, Jace, Well, if I was a hot blonde, maybe he'd like it better. But what can I tell you? Here's the thing to say. In terms of the watching, the binge link is an easy way to do it. There are more than 1,000 videos. So I not that I expect everybody to watch every single one, but I'm glad you're learning from them. I'm here to help you. I hope you can succeed. Keep it up.
I'll see you on the 20th.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So she's probably signed up for my class on the 20th. And I love to hear that. They've been sitting in my jewelry box. Why am I going to let them go for nothing right now? And I think that's smart. Thank you, Lori, for always supporting the channel, and all of you for supporting the channel. However you do it, watching, super chat, super stickers, you want to learn something from a class, whatever it is. I have broken my ceramic vase in 3 pieces. Is it worthless now? Oh, Marco, what kind of ceramic vase was it? Is it worthless? Well, it depends on what it was to start, right? It depends on what it was to start. It depends on if it can be, in fact, repaired or not. Like remember when I cut open my finger on that glass punch bowl? Well, that thing was done. That thing was gone. Forget it. So, sometimes they are, but I'd have to see it. If you want to send me a picture, I'll take a look. It's not always the fact that you can't restore it. Sometimes you can. And sometimes you just have to go, okay, no, that's not going to happen. So I remember when I walked into the museum at Penn State after the weekend, and the whole Chinese export porcelain display was all on the floor. The thing, all the heat built up in the cabinet, and the whole thing was all damaged. And sometimes you can just pick up the pieces. That's all you can do. So it depends. I didn't see that, but I appreciate the thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't read it that fast. I had my thoughts somewhere else. Anyway, my guests are here. Yay. Thank you all for being with me. This is Ask Dr. Lori Live, and I am live. Let's see what we've got. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Lori.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. I'm calling in from Senegal, Dakar, Senegal.
You're calling in from Senegal. How cool. I love that. I had a person yesterday from many cool places, like Mary's there, and she's from Michigan. That's cool. And I had a wonderful person named Maria in the class last night, Berlin, Germany. So tell me a little bit about Senegal. Let's get a little bit of education here, and then I'll choose who I want. Let's see. So I'm looking at that, and that looks like a nice little, remember when everybody did the little fairy gardens where you have these little tiny things? You'd walk up to somebody's house. I'd be doing an in-home appraisal, and I'd walk up to somebody's house, and they'd have all these little fairies in the garden. I'd be like, oh, wow. I like one to just stand there and look at the fairy gardens. Do any of you have fairy gardens? Or is that still a thing? I don't know. I would think people do that stuff in their gardens still. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be paying attention to Ask Dr. Lori Live. My producers are like, hey, Lori, could you tune in here? I'm sorry. See, I'm very tired today. I'm just like, Anyway, so Mary's got something that looks like a nice bracelet. That looks like a hunk of jewelry. I love jewelry. My friend in Senegal, who looks gorgeous in her pink, has got something that looks like a very large textile.
Yeah, it's a hand-stitched, it appears to be hand-stitched Tibetan tiger. And
okay, hang on. And then I've got this piece. Oh, and the dogs in the background who I love. Look at them playing. So I've got the dog. Well, the dogs might take me. You know how that goes. I love the dogs. I do. I bought a book today on dogs. It's called The French Dog. It's all about little dogs, little pictures of dogs. I was in the salon. I was bored. I was like, let's read this book. It was so cute about dogs. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you're thinking she is on something tonight, which I'm not. All right, and this piece. Oh, and that piece looks like resin to me. Can I see the underside of that piece? That figure? Oh, and it's a music box too. Let's talk about the music box. And you know why? I'll come back to these other two pieces too. But because first of all, I want to talk to you about resin because I was teaching you guys about resin and a lot of people are surprised by this. Resin is basically decorative wax. Okay. This one is a music box. What's your name, honey?
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. It's nice to see you. Where are you?
I am in Dallas.
And what are the dogs' names?
Cersei and Red.
Cersei and Red. Love it. Okay. So tell me about this. Why is this the piece you chose to show to Dr. Lori on Ask Dr. Lori?
We got a collection of music boxes and I have yet to investigate them. And so this is just one of the ones that I thought was really cool. And
really cool. It says
it's something that we got.
Does it say made in China on it somewhere?
It does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
So resin, very, very popular. Mold it, make it look great, paint it up. It's a nice collectible. A lot of people like it. This particular piece is nicely done, I have to say. It's rather big. Is it 6 inches tall?
Yes, 6.
Value is going to be rather low, probably $25 on that piece.
Okay. Thank you.
That doesn't mean all of them in your collection are $25. That means that those that are resin, made in China, in working condition, could probably only command that in today's market.
Okay.
Sometimes we have winners and sometimes we have not so winners.
Got it.
But you and the dogs, you're winners in Dallas.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So think about those types of things. Criteria for those types of things. First of all, you're going to see bright colors to, of course, basically paint over the resin. And the resin is inexpensive to make. But for music boxes, you see a lot of them. There are probably hundreds of thousands of that particular music box right there. Thank you for all you do. I can't stand it when people call you rude. I know everyone calls me rude. I got to tell you, I'm not rude, period. I appreciate, thank you very much, Melissa. I am direct and I am impatient. I will say that. And then people go, no, you're not. I was talking to you on a video call. You're so patient. It doesn't bother you. I don't know. I've got my faults. I'm a human being too. I mean, what can I tell you? But when they call me rude, I want to go, really? You're calling me rude? I haven't been mean to anybody ever. So, I mean, am I perfect? No, not perfect. But I will say, I appreciate you saying that because I get my feelings hurt too. There are some people who do things that, you don't even know what they do. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to announce that so-and-so who they all know did this to me. I don't need to announce that. But, rude, no. We joke around. We have some fun. Yes, we tease, all of that. But No, that's not my goal. My goal is so all of you succeed. I would not be working this hard if you didn't. I wouldn't look this bad if I didn't want you all to succeed. But anyway, what kind of necklace am I wearing? I'm wearing rose quartz, Ace. Thank you for asking. I'm wearing rose quartz, rose quartz today. I like rose quartz. I'll tell you the story. In the 80s, way back in the olden days, I had a rose quartz and pearl necklace, and I have two sisters. And I'm going to tell you, one of them has my rose quartz and pearl necklace. I can't find it, and I would not lose it, let me tell you. So I had to go out and get a cheapie. So I went out and got a cheapie, but I do like rose quartz. I think it's pretty. I think the pink is pretty too. And today it was just kind of like, get yourself going, get in the chair, let's go. We're doing Ask Dr. Lori Live, but thank you for asking. I'll answer any of your questions. Oh, yes, Royal. Last night at the class, I appraised a book which is called The Little Princesses, and that is the chronology book, in fact, about, as a child, Queen Elizabeth, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and her sister, Princess Margaret. It was a very interesting book. And someone found it, of course, one of my treasure hunters who took the class with appraisals. And we talked about that. Other things that I have been featuring, if you've been watching, I've been featuring those. I featured a royal visit to Canada cup and saucer this week, in fact, as well as a pin that had the royal information about the royal coronation from 1953. That's coming up in age. And I had just gone through the 25th anniversary. I did a big article in my syndicated column about the collectibles from Princess Diana, because it was on August 31st. It was her 25th anniversary of her death in 1997. So those things spiked. And then the next week, the Queen passes and all the other royal stuff is starting to spike, but particularly elements that relate to her and her husband, since now they are both gone. Prince Philip, of course, originally royalty from Greece. Their wedding brochures. I've appraised a lot of royal stuff, particularly from the Queen. The Wedgwood shoes that were worn at her wedding, those were amazing. Some coronation objects, many coronation objects, and I've appraised other pieces, like pieces of jewelry that date back within the royal line, Queen Victoria jewelry and other pieces, but really wonderful. Yes, if you have royal memorabilia, get it out, get it up, get it listed if you're selling it, or if you're looking for it, you're going to pay top dollar now. So, you had to have been collecting it before, but if you have it, and there's a million collectibles for her, a million. And she was a great person of great service. I had the good fortune to, of course, travel there many times and speak about the royal collections of art and jewelry, the crown jewels. So I was sad to see that I took a pause on Thursday when she passed. Should we sell or hold our original Currier Ives? I often feel confused about what to hold on to for great product. Oh, I can help you with this, Melissa. First of all, Currier Ives prints hold their value well because we're coming up on the colonial revival time period. Those lovely little winter scenes of Currier Ives will, of course, the colonial revival time period, we're going to see a spike in 2026 about all things colonial American. And a lot of the images from Currier Ives, although they were made in the late 19th century, relate to colonial American scenery, okay? The Star-Spangled Banner and other types of scenes, Washington and the presidents, Jefferson and this kind of thing. The other thing that I have given you is I've given you a lot. I hope you're not confused because, I've given you a lot of videos about, what should you be getting, the thrift store shopping list, for example, and what to hold and what to sell. So yeah, I would hold on to those Currier Ives prints. And remember, there are many reproductions in the 1950s. A lot of the insurance companies reproduced them. So look on my website, drloriv.com. If you go to the research pages and you put in Currier Ives in this search feature, I give you an article on what sizes the paper should be. So you can learn, do I have the real ones or do I have the fake ones? And there are different folios or sizes for Currier Ives. So, and a lot of you have it. And of course, if you're not sure, you can always send a picture to my website. It's right there. It's just on the front page, on the home page. It'll have 3 little buttons and it'll say, send a photo, get report. Click on that, send the photo, fill out the form. It's a very short form. Fill out the form and then just, respond. I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to respond. Nobody else here responds. I respond to all those images that come in. I'll respond to you and I'll tell you what to do or what the next steps are. And I've been saying around here, you know, I hope you will read when we send you an email. I hope you will read, because why am I typing if you're not going to read? So I'm going to help, but just send the picture in. I'll be able to help you with the Currier Ives. This is the little old lady who lived in a shoe, right? It's a cookie jar. Yes, it is a cookie jar. And I took it out this week because a friend of mine had his father pass. One of my friends who's a news anchor, his father passed this week. And he was a shoe salesman. So I took the little old lady who lived in a shoe, as opposed to putting my shoes on the table, right? Because nobody wants to really see those. But I took out the cookie jar from, of course, prop storage for it. A beautiful man, and a nice tribute to him. So my friend David lost his dad. So anyway, having said that, yes, it is that. This is from the 1950s, not in great condition, but the cookie jar is, in fact, a good example of, after World War II, why we had a lot of nursery rhyme themed cookie jars. Very, very commonplace. After, of course, the baby boom, when all the GIs come home from World War II and they start having babies and move into the Levittowns, the suburbs, and cookie jars look like this. So there you go. Thanks for mentioning it. I appreciate that. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Stardust. I do have a very large classroom. Yeah, you're cute. Yeah, I'm, you know, people can call me what they like, but I've never tried to do anything other than help you. But, you know, again, not perfect. Maybe I'm not hitting the mark. That's what what can I say? What can I say? So, but beautiful, wonderful pieces and really nice examples of many of the pieces that we're seeing. So my guests are here, as I said, and it's great to have all of you here. I love to hear your questions. You know, what do you want to know about this object that we're talking about? Oh, snap. Right? You know, what do you want to know about the object that we're talking about? We've got this bracelet, and then we've got a nice young man who's not held anything up for me yet. So I got to see the object. And then we've got the Tibetan piece as well. Oh, we've got that piece too. Yeah, kind of hard with the glare with the sun. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. And then we also have it looks like a kitty cat there. So let's take a look at this necklace. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What's your name?
What's your name? It's Blue Set.
Hi, Blue Set. Oh yeah, how are you?
Yeah, hi. Hi.
Nice to see you.
This is my Trifari find, and I'm just so excited to share it with you.
Come close. Come to the. There you go. Other side. Go
this way.
Towards your body. Yeah. That's where I need you. I'm
twisted.
so bad at that. I'm so bad. I'm like, go this way, go that way, and you're all trying. Thank you, Pamela. You're so sweet. We had a fun time at the class last night. Pamela was there. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell everybody that. So I'm sorry if I'm giving it away. I didn't tell my husband I was taking the class. I didn't tell my kids because they wanted me to babysit for the grandkids. I'm taking the class. So I'm sorry if I'm revealing state secrets here. Oh, that's very nice. 4 strands and very nicely done. And what I like about this, if you see her hands, one of the things that Trifari does well is right where her hand is, you know, there's this bar and then it comes up to a loop and then it comes to the actual hook and it connects on the top. And that's very nicely done. And it helps to support all of this weight of the beads and the multicolored beads. I went to school in Hamden, Connecticut, and green and gold were actually our school colors, which was kind of difficult when they made you dress up. Like in the old days when I was in high school, they used to make you dress up in the school colors if you had a swim meet or you had a soccer game or you had something that day. So you didn't have to, you know, you had to basically support the school. I like this very much. And tell me about this.
So they at Savers, they do a jewelry base. And I got it for $24.99. And I went through everything and I saw the gold pieces. I also got the necklace that I'm wearing now, which is a little horseshoe with diamonds, real diamonds. So I was so excited about that. But then I went back through and got to look at the clasp, and that's what showed me it was a Trifari. And I was like, oh, I've got a Trifari. I've got to show Dr. Lori. I'm so excited.
That's wonderful. So how much did you pay for that? It was $24 for all of them?
Yeah, it was base packed. It's like the blue box for Goodwill, but it's a vase. And it was probably about, I don't know, a foot with about 8 inches at width at the top. And it was packed full, and I got a bunch of interesting things. A lot of really good things. And then I
Janice, it does have a mark. It says Trifari on it.
Yes, it does. It's on.
You might have missed it because I was talking over her.
It's on the clasp, right? It's very little, but it's right there.
Okay.
which
That's
I
right.
wouldn't have never noticed if I hadn't heard you. Tell me about
So,
it.
well, I'm glad. That's why I've done all these videos of teaching you what to look for. What are the marks? How do they go? You know, what are they? So all you have to do is use that binge link or watch these videos. And a lot of the Ask Dr. Lori live videos have a chunk full of information in them about
Yep.
what you should look for too. So, you know, don't forget those. But having said that, this particular piece dates to the 1970s. And that's based on the mark and based on the type of design of the clasp, as well as the design over all of the necklace. Now tell me, any losses, any damage, any strings that are exposed?
No, everything's well put together. The clasp, everything's
Characteristics that we're looking for all of you. Here comes your list. That's what I give you in all of these Ask Dr. Lori Lives, the list of what to look for. First of all, you want to look for nice clarity of the beads. You want to look for multicolors. You want to look for multiple strands. You want to look for, of course, that bar with a circle clasp before you get to the hook, right? And those 3 beads at the top, you see the beads at the top where her hands are that actually are going to accept the hook, right? Those beads, your other hand. That hand, right? You see at the top where her hand is, there's like maybe 5 or 6 beads up there. Those have to be the same beads as in the necklace itself, because if the necklace moves, you can still have the same thing. So a lot of them, if they've been restored or repaired, have different beads. So make sure it's matchy, because it should be if it's Trifari. Value on that piece, $150. How much did you pay? A couple bucks?
$2 tops.
$2. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
a real bargain.
Yes.
All my values are based on sales records. Thank you, Bluezette. All my values are based on sales records, or some piece actually sold, right? Not just numbers taken out of the air, where they actually sold. There you go. And you know what? I'm sold on all of you. Thank you for being with me. I'm Dr. Lori, the PhD Antiques Appraiser. I'll see you next time.